He's not thinking about me, she said in a disheartened voice. His wedding invitations have been sent out. The entire hospital knows that he will be married in less than a month, she said quietly. But does he still love you? The woman asked. The question sounded strange to the physician's ears. Did he? For too long she had believed so, but at this moment she wasn't sure. He had behaved as though she meant the world to him. He had professed his love to her through actions and deeds, yet in the end, he had left her. She found herself struggling with the question, but her heart decided to take the lead and answer it. I believe he did, at one time. Now, I'm not completely sure. He's with another woman. How is it possible for him to still love me? If he did, he wouldn't be doing this, destroying what we have. Maybe he loves you, but other things keep getting in the way. Other things? Like what? Family? A kingdom? Royalty? Aaron Simpkins thought again about the last time they'd spoken to one another. She remembered the hostile words, the angry accusations. She focused on the revelation of the day. He'd announced so many things all at once. His noble lineage, his phenomenal wealth, his impending marriage. He had suggested that circumstances prevented him from continuing their relationship. He had referred to his obligations to marry as his family dictated, that he had a responsibility to fulfill that was bigger than just one man, one surgeon. He had a family hospital to run. He had to think of his country, his province in northern India. He had the wealth of millions to consider. He was a statesman. Every decision he made affected a vast number of people. He was no longer a greenhorn entering medical school, but a prominent microvascular surgeon. He was a young prince stepping back into the arena of wealth and politics. A world which unfortunately did not include Aaron Simpkins, a little black girl from the States, a woman who had not been wise enough to protect her heart or her body from a man like him. She thought of how quickly Murari Varadaraj had won her love and her respect, how he had arrogantly stepped into her world and seduced her into wanting him, needing him. Maybe you're right, Mrs. Thomas, said Dr. Aaron Simpkins, walking back to the examination table. Other things could be interfering with our love, but a man has to decide what he wants, and unfortunately, my man has chosen to marry his fiancée. So please, pray that I accept the reality of that and move on. Mrs. Thomas gently grabbed the surgeon's hand as she approached. We are going to take a moment to talk to God, but we won't be praying for acceptance. No, honey, you and I want something more powerful than that, don't we? Aaron Simpkins looked into the aged, vain eyes of the African-American woman. She saw an understanding and a clarity which offered hope. Yes, she conceded with a smile. I want more. Then close your eyes. Talk to him. Tell him what's in your heart. He'll listen. Right here? In the middle of your visit? Yes, Dr. Simpkins. Right here, right now. My medical condition is not going to change that dramatically in the time it takes us to offer up 2 prayers, she teased. Aaron Simpkins tightened her grip on the other woman's hand and closed her eyes. She shut out the murmured voices of the outer office. She ignored the distant ringing of the phone. She blocked herself off from everything and everyone as she spoke to God, as she revealed her soul to the one who was omnipotent and who had known her since birth. She told him everything. She purged her heart to him. She left nothing out. She confessed the drinking, the self-destructive behavior, her medical abuse of power. She revealed the utter loneliness she experienced each time she realized that Murari Varadaraj was absent from her life. Then she opened her eyes. Mrs. Thomas stared into them. "Do you feel a bit better?" Aaron Simpkins smiled. "Actually, I do feel something. I feel hope." Her smile broadened. "I feel courage," she said in a strange voice. "That's the Lord beginning to answer your prayers. Don't give up. Continue to feel hope. He's going to change some things in that man's life. You just wait and see." The doctor began to grin. "Let's finish checking your heart, Mrs. Thomas, and work out a plan for your complete recovery. I noticed a buildup of plaque in the marginal arteries of your heart, the blood vessels running along its front and basal side." "Plaque? Like a stuffed dinner scraped from your teeth during the routine visit?" "Exactly. Only this buildup is not microorganisms growing around the teeth, but a hardening of fatty deposits that have settled in the arteries and are slowing the flow of blood through the right ventricle of the heart, creating a vascular bubble that could pop and cause major damage. Another tamponade episode, which would cause blood to surround the heart again, strangling it, choking it." Mrs. Thomas looked visibly frightened. Dr. Aaron Simpkins noticed the subtle rise and fall of her patient's chest as the pace of its movement increased. "Do not worry," she said softly. "Your primary doctor and I know how to take care of you. That's our job. I am the best at what I do for a reason. This is a medical crisis with a solution." The woman still looked concerned, but said nothing. She listened, trying to digest all of the technical information the cardiothoracic surgeon was providing. "I would like to go in and do the same thing a dentist does. I want to remove the hardened fat and improve your blood flow." "How? Through another surgery?" "Yes, but this procedure will be different. There will be no imminent danger at the hands, and the procedure is less invasive with today's technology. I will simply insert a catheter into the artery and remove the plaque. This will strictly be a preventative treatment." "When?" "As soon as possible, of course. I want you to go home and talk things over with your husband. I have pamphlets to explain it all. Talk to the family, your husband especially," said Dr. Aaron Simpkins, as she remembered the woman had a spouse. "I will," she said, with as much enthusiasm and optimism as fear allowed. Then she thought of God, and a slow calm washed over her body. She realized once again that she was not alone. She had him. "Mrs. Thomas, your life is just beginning. Once this is taken care of and we change the way you eat and increase your exercising, you are going to enjoy that early retirement you've been working so hard to get. Trust me," she smiled. "You can get dressed and I'll be back in a few minutes with the brochures, okay?" "Yes, doctor, you're right. Both of our lives are going to change for the better."